The summary of Can You Stiff Your Divorce Lawyer? Brought to you by Click-Through College. Title: Can You Stiff Your Divorce Lawyer? Tales of how cunning clients can get free legal work, as told by an experienced divorce attorney. Chapter 1: The Shrewd Client. Can You Stiff Your Divorce Lawyer? Begins with an exploration of the intricate relationship between divorce attorneys and their often sophisticated clientele. The first chapter, The Shrewd Client, offers a riveting tale about a wealthy woman who masterfully used legal contracts and negotiation tactics to her advantage. Faced with exorbitant legal fees, the woman proposed her high-value art collection as collateral to secure her attorney services. Enticed by the proposition and the potential monetary gain, the lawyer agreed, only to find himself entrapped in an elaborate scheme. In a surprising twist, the art collection was reported stolen, leaving the lawyer with no tangible compensation for his services. The woman had cleverly manipulated the situation, exploiting legal loopholes that left the attorney with no recourse for reclaiming his dues. The chapter effectively highlights the precariousness of the attorney-client relationship, especially when clients are well versed in legal intricacies. It underscores the potential risks and pitfalls of accepting collateral in lieu of fees, particularly in high-stakes divorce cases that involve complex financial dealings. Chapter 2: A Game of Trust. Building on the theme of attorney-client relationships, the second chapter delves into the core element of trust. Aptly titled, A Game of Trust, it tells tales of clients who, under the guise of trustworthiness, exploited their attorneys to avoid their financial obligations. The author narrates a case involving a seemingly upright client who convinced his attorney to handle his divorce, promising to pay the substantial legal fees upon the conclusion of the case. As the case progressed, the attorney grew to trust his client fully, confident of receiving his payment once the divorce was settled. However, the client had orchestrated a complex scheme to dodge the fees, using the trust he'd fostered with his lawyer to his advantage. Once the case was concluded, he disappeared without paying, leaving the attorney with a significant financial loss. The chapter emphasizes the crucial aspect of trust in legal dealings, serving as a stark reminder that trust should be mutual and not blind. Lawyers need to balance their professional obligations with their need to protect their interests. Chapter 3: The Slippery Slope of Pro Bono. Chapter 3: The Slippery Slope of Pro Bono scrutinizes the concept of pro bono work within the realm of divorce law. The author brings forward cases where clients manipulated the noble principle of pro bono, exploiting their lawyers into providing more free services than initially agreed upon. One poignant tale involves a seemingly needy client who, playing on the lawyer's sense of empathy, managed to secure extensive pro bono services that went far beyond the initial agreement. As the attorney worked tirelessly on the case, committed to helping the less fortunate client, he fell into the trap of overextending his services without compensation. Once the case concluded, the client vanished without a trace, leaving the lawyer with no means to recover his dues. This chapter underscores the necessity of having clearly defined boundaries for pro bono work, cautioning attorneys against manipulative clients who might exploit their empathy and commitment to service. Chapter 4: The Art of Negotiation. Chapter 4, entitled, The Art of Negotiation, delves into the intricacies of the settlement process. The author shares compelling anecdotes about clients who employed various tactics during settlement negotiations, often to the detriment of their lawyers. He narrates the story of a client who persuaded her attorney to defer his fees until the settlement was reached, promising him a generous cut of the predicted substantial financial settlement. The lawyer, believing in the assured victory and blinded by the potential large payout, agreed to wait. However, the client had other plans. She cleverly maneuvered the negotiations, directing them towards a non-monetary settlement. As a result, she received non-liquid assets, while her lawyer was left high and dry. This incident left a deep impact on the lawyer, underlining the need for clear, enforceable agreements that protect the lawyer's interests before engaging in any negotiations. This chapter highlights the importance of lawyers maintaining professional skepticism and not allowing potential future gains to cloud their judgment. Chapter 5: The Ghosting Client. Chapter 5: The Ghosting Client presents cases of clients who evaded payment by simply disappearing. The author recounts a fascinating tale of a high-profile individual with a complex divorce case who made elaborate promises of a substantial payment once the case was concluded. However, Just as the final legal bill came due, the client fled the country, making it virtually impossible for the lawyer to recover his dues. Despite employing all possible legal means, the lawyer was unable to hold the client accountable due to his sudden disappearance and subsequent lack of traceability. This story underscores the necessity of securing some form of upfront payment, especially in high-risk cases, to prevent clients from ghosting their attorneys. It also points to the broader issues of accountability and the challenges faced by lawyers in holding their clients responsible for their financial commitments. Chapter 6: The Legal System's Loopholes. The sixth chapter, The Legal System's Loopholes, explores how clients can exploit legal technicalities to their advantage. The author shares an intriguing story of a client who used bankruptcy as a tool to evade his dues. As his divorce proceedings were nearing an end, the client filed for bankruptcy, leveraging a legal loophole that allowed him to discharge his attorney's fees. The lawyer, unaware of his client's impending bankruptcy, was left unpaid and had little recourse in the face of the bankruptcy laws. This chapter brings attention to the necessity for lawyers to familiarize themselves with such potential legal pitfalls. It highlights the importance of understanding every aspect of the law that could potentially affect their practice, including those that may initially seem irrelevant, like bankruptcy laws. Chapter 7: The Veil of Corporate Entities. Chapter 7, titled, The Veil of Corporate Entities, deepens the narrative, demonstrating how some cunning clients leverage corporate structures to circumvent their financial obligations. In this chapter, the author presents the story of a wealthy client with a myriad of complex corporate entities at his disposal. The client appeared to be in financial distress, arguing his inability to pay legal fees due to his business enterprise's ongoing financial woes. Having presented this as his reality, he convinced his lawyer to accept a minimal fee arrangement, promising to compensate more generously when his financial situation improved. The attorney, sympathetic to the client's apparent struggles, agreed to the reduced fees. Little did he know that he had walked into a well-orchestrated trap. The client, hidden behind the veil of his corporations, was much wealthier than he let on. After the divorce settlement, he liquidated the corporations and disappeared, taking his hidden wealth with him and leaving the lawyer unpaid. The attorney was left in a challenging situation, unable to penetrate the corporate veil or track down the client's hidden assets. This chapter underscores the need for divorce attorneys to be thoroughly familiar with their client's financial situation. It highlights the necessity of performing comprehensive due diligence, particularly when clients have complex corporate or financial structures. This exploration into the world of corporate entities provides a sobering reminder of the pitfalls that await unsuspecting lawyers who fail to dig deeper into their client's financial landscape. Chapter 8: Drawing the Line. The final chapter, Drawing the Line, serves as a wrap-up of the tales told throughout the book, providing a consolidated reflection on the lessons learned. Drawing upon the experiences narrated in previous chapters, the author emphasizes the importance of strict client vetting, detailed written agreements, and clear, proactive communication. He advises his fellow attorneys on the importance of establishing clear boundaries and expectations with their clients from the outset of their professional relationship. Through each cautionary tale, he paints a vivid picture of the various ways clients can manipulate and exploit their lawyers, stressing the importance of maintaining professional vigilance and skepticism. The chapter concludes with a reflection on the essential values of the legal profession: justice, fairness, and service to clients, and how they can be upheld without compromising the rights and dues of the attorneys. In conclusion, Drawing the Line encourages attorneys to balance their duty to their clients with their own rights and interests. By doing so, they can avoid falling into the traps set by unscrupulous clients while continuing to uphold the values and standards of their profession. The summary of Can You Stiff Your Divorce Lawyer?